I don't know if it's also recording from me or not.
It appears to be recording from both of you.
Good, good.
Hmm. On the
We're just
participants
waiting
tab.
for one other person who's going to join. So, welcome to Co-Creator Circle. One of the things which is so important for me is that all of us wake up to knowing that we are already co-creating this world. Sometimes we think that it's something that will start happening when we grow up, when we wake up, when we ascend, but actually it's happening already. However, there's one very beautiful little segue that I want to make to this, and that is that recently some people have been saying, what if we have negative thoughts and then we manifest them? And what's happening in today's world is that I think we've been given a dispensation. It was there earlier. All of us have had lifetimes when we have been in places like the pyramids, which were actually made for initiations, and where our fears, there was a room where our fears would manifest. But I think that now we are in rooms where only our high vibration thoughts can manifest. It's like the angels can't hear us unless our voices are at a certain hertz. You know, it's just like when we are positive, it's almost as if we ignore the weakness of our children or of others. If someone yells at me, I look at it with compassion. So I don't really hear the yelling. I may hear the pain, or I may hear the lack of actually self-care in that other person. So what manifests out of the so-called negativity is still positivity. Once we know that, we don't have to be scared. It's like the dark moon. Today is new moon, which means we can't see it, but we can. We're still talking about it. We know that it's there. So, with this little introduction, actually quite a long one, I'd
I
like
adore
to
you.
pass this on to my sister Danae uh, in
My
the
my
mountains.
thank you. Thank you. My each time we come together, I get so swooned and delighted by Meenakshi's spirit that I just end up laughing and I can't talk because you're like a wild rose garden in full bloom. You're just always like that. I'm like, how does she do that? So it's happening again. um, well, I don't know what kind of introductions we're doing, but I'll just do a good old fashioned one, which is I'm Danae. And I'm really excited. I came to Meenakshi a while ago and said, my guides THEA have been talking about doing a circle called Midwives for Gaia because we are all giving birth to conscious reality and our intentions matter greatly. And through that, we are midwifing consciousness. We are midwifing the birth of a new world and a new humanity. And Midwives for Gaia was the name they gave me. And Meenakshi and I were drawn together, and because she's so adept at so many things, in many realms, but and especially technically, I'm better just showing up and delivering the piece that I can deliver. She's like, I can do that on Co-Creator Circle. And that's how we ended up coming together. And that's how we come together each month in the celebration of the new moon. My focus for the circle when I come to it is that it is on the new moon. It's the time of creation and visioning and dreaming and bringing forward the seed that's in our hearts for the next cycle. And I feel a conscious, intentional receiving from the divine and expressing as the divine through us is pivotal to my life. And I like to bring that to these circles. So I'm here in celebration of the new moon and a new start and a fresh beginning for the next cycle that we get to co-join in together. So I'm really happy to be here. And I'm passing it on to Karen.
I'm going to just interrupt for a minute, Denny, because I'm looking at the time. We were waiting for Melissa, and that's why my introduction was so long. You said that you wanted each one to give a word for a seed. And then we would love to hear from Thea through you.
Yeah, so the seed I was talking about before is that when you tune in, that which is in your heart to bring forward in the next cycle of days, that which is most on your heart. Maybe you relate to it as a spark of creativity in your mind, or an inspiration, or even just a quality that you'd like to bring forward in the next 30 days. So we were talking about, does everyone have a word to express the spark that's alive in their hearts or in their minds they want to focus on for this new cycle of creating? Thank you for reminding me that I said that before we started recording.
Okay. It's 2 words, actually. Maintain higher frequency. I just like to see that happen.
Should I say a word to you?
We can barely hear you.
Go ahead, Melissa, talk loudly.
Should I say a word to you?
Yes.
Because my word,
You had muted yourself.
oh, what? Okay, my word would be open or move.
I think my word would be clarity, which is something that I want right now.
Tree, do you want to share a word? Okay, Tree is sharing the word organization.
I guess if I had one word, it would be great gratitude, or 2 words, sharing gratitude. Yeah.
My one word is replenish. Over to you, Danae.
All right. So we're having an opportunity each time to communicate within our own selves, listening to our own intuition and guidance while we're in the company of THEA. And my sense is to give you a little bit of background on THEA before we go into an experience with THEA, if you would like. If that's what I'm hearing to do, so I'll trust that message. So in March of 2020, I was meditating, and these beautiful liquid golden light waves started coming into my crown through my body, literally gently rocking me like this. And the female voice started speaking. And the spoken word was very much love infused, and most exquisite love I've ever felt. And the voice, though female, felt like many beings represented in one feminine voice. And they were talking about our human race and our purpose in love, and that we are really here to trust the frequency of love that we are. Several of you mentioned key words like openness and organization and maintaining a higher frequency, and all of that is all part of the internal soul level housekeeping that we're doing, is to come from love and view love and perceive love and offer love and give love. And compassion is such a strong component in the experiencing of love. And they were speaking about all of this. And then they said, people are lost in the past of thinking that ascension is the goal, to lift out of their bodies, for people to lift out of their bodies and ascend into the light and, you know, leave it all behind, so to speak, and that was a misunderstanding. And what's being asked of us is to fully embody and completely embody the exquisite divine love that we are, integrated through our human experience without limit. So the ascension is an ascending of all that is within us that we would deem or judge as not love, and then reorganize our experience to one of love, what Meenakshi was talking about very much in the beginning. So the ascending is of the habits and the patterns and the perceptions that come from judgment, and to ascend that thinking into the state of loving vibration and frequency, thereby embodying the potential of our divine nature through our human expression and experiencing, thereby, as a global family, creating the world we intend to see, that we wish to see. You know, some say heaven on earth. That every individual has a unique frequency, song, or vibration that they're bringing forward, and that every single one is necessary. There's no comparison. There's no one person's idea or vision or vibration is more important than another. It's all very, very important. And so they were speaking to me about that. And at the end, they said to call them the embodied ascension guides, because they're here to teach embodied ascension and what that means. And so I've been learning from them for the last year and doing some transmissions of them speaking and teaching and offering perspectives for people to consider. Their strongest message is always about going within to your own guidance, right? It's like, because that's where the key is for all of us, is what is our own internal divinity telling us or guiding us or showing us. And that's the orientation we want to be coming from as we live our lives. So that's a bit of background on THEA. Does anyone have any questions about that before we proceed? I like to know that everyone's comfortable with, you know, what we're doing. Okay, I'm not hearing or seeing any questions, even without my glasses.
Feeling
So,
very comfortable.
okay, good. What was suggested to me by THEA for today is that, oh, fun, thumbs up. What's suggested to me for today by THEA was, if everybody is receptive, which it feels that you all are, is we'll just listen to an offering that they have for us. I don't know. I never know what it is. I never know what they're going to say. I have no idea. I'm sitting in the experience with you. I have no pre-thought about anything. And we'll just see what their loving message is for us for this particular new moon cycle. There may be questions. We may be guided through things. I have no idea. But we'll just go into a little journey. I don't know how long it will last. And I'm hearing right now that if there's anything on your heart or on your mind that you would like support with, or more clarity on, or illumination on, that we'll go around and do that. You know, we'll go one-on-one so we can all help each other. And I'm getting nods and yays. So, all right. So again, you're going to be hearing THEA speaking through me. They want your attention on your own within. So you're listening to your own divine channeling happening within you. They're like a background offering vibrational support. They want your attention on the messages you get within, the sensations, the experiences you get. You're welcome to take in their message and their offering as well, of course. Just don't get lost in it. Stay with yourself. Okay, so let's just all close our eyes and drop into our own bodies. Ground however you know to ground, center the way that you know how to center, and there may be moments of silence here. And okay, so I am hearing to change it to be there. Greetings and thank you for your bright blessings, as who you are is the fabric of creation itself, an act of great compassion, giving, and mercy through you. For as you have the courage to be absolutely, completely, and utterly your beautiful, unique self, you are gifting everyone with that unique spark of life. That is you, your signature, your song, your frequency. You are unique like that of a snowflake or a thumbprint. You cannot be replaced and you cannot end. And yet you are unique, and your gift is paramount to everything that takes place in this little corner of reality known as the universe on Gaia. We would like to invite you into an experience similar to that which we are taking Danae through. She has asked numerous times that we come forth through her cellular structure, assisting in the reorganization of her functioning through her form. Said simply, upgrading the function of her organs, metabolism, body system, body, mind, spirit. And as we have been doing so, she is finding that her physiology is capable of suddenly doing things she has not done before. And this is a little surprising to her, like, oh my, that's very literal, that's very physical. I just didn't realize that there's that much possibility. And we have barely begun to animate her vessel. And so it is with you. As you turn towards your inner divine, your God spark, you have the capacity to invite your divinity to come further into animating your form. What is important to understand is that your divinity is not separate from that which you are. It is who and what you are. You are creation manifest. Your invitations, your spoken invitations, your intentional felt invitations are all experienced in your divine consciousness as a welcoming. And when you invite your divine consciousness to step further in and through expressing through the anatomy that you wear, it is taken with great heart by your divine. It is an invitation that is a gift, saying to the divine, yes, I am that, and I am fully expressed here and now, and I welcome that this is so. When you make this invitation, you are enhancing, without the word being used from a judgment perspective, you are enhancing, expanding your capacity through your form to allow the highest frequency and vibration to function through your anatomy. This brings light to your cells. It encodes your DNA with the frequency of that which is being born moment to moment, instant to instant, beyond your human construct or ways of perceiving or thinking. It is an invitation, if you will, to accelerate the ascension process through embodied conscious light. And so for some on this call, you think about acceleration as holding a frequency of light with your mind's eye, with your purposeful intention, which is fine. And for some, you are more sense-oriented. And so holding the frequency or inviting the radiance of your divinity to act through you is more of a sensation than a thinking. So take a moment here and now and see how you feel about inviting your own divine radiance, brilliance, intelligence to come a little closer, to step through a little bit more, to activate your cells and DNA, to animate your anatomy. Whatever feels most nourishing for you, most true for you, whatever invitation you care to cast. Let us take a moment now in silence and allow everyone to play as they feel to. Notice the experience that you have in the invitation, in the asking, and notice the experience you have in the receiving. There is no right or wrong way to go about this. There is simply experience. That which you experience is. When you invite the divine frequency of your being to more directly animate your anatomy and function through your body, mind, spirit systems, you are assisting your human nature to bring forth more readily and more easily that which you intend, desire, and wish to create. Because the frequency of creation is a very high frequency. It is speed. It is moving in swift waves. When you are consciously inviting your divinity to manifest through your form, you are quickening your vibration and frequency by aligning your physical appearing density to that which is oscillating very quickly. Thus, manifestation quickens and speeds to meet you on the road. So whatever there is on your heart or mind that you are in a conundrum about, or wish that it were easier, or wish for insight on, when you invite your divinity to step in and through, your divinity guides your way, opens the path, restores your resting, takes you forward. And every now moment is informed with that frequency of light that is organic and natural to who you are. You already are this. There is nowhere to go to get to or accomplish. You are organically, naturally that. The invitation to experience more of that is what is requested, because you do have free will. And in human form, you get to choose that which you prefer to experience. Some preferences are unconscious, some preferences are conscious. And so we are laying before you a smorgasbord of possibilities that you get to choose in accordance with your own heart's desire. So we'd like to point your attention toward the seed in your heart, the word or words which you began with, and feel into the meaning imbued in the words that you selected to share, to bond, to create this circle. And feel the true nature of this word, the tones, the colors, the aspects, the flavors, and the meanings. And sense it, feel it with your heart and your body. Your word is your offering of vibration for this cycle ahead to the next new moon. And so you may perceive you are asking for this for yourself, and yet in truth, you are asking for this for all that is, because you are part of the one, and that which you offer as a vibration is received by all. So take a moment now to experience your offering. Yes. Yes. You are unlimited in your capacities. Unlimited. Allow yourself the pleasure of deep breathing. Allow the expansion of your word. And perhaps new words have been born unto you as we have been visiting. And allow for that. Taste it, play in it, wear it, experience it. Go beyond your habit of limiting your identity. And let this have you for a moment. And before we close the circle of our offering, we are inviting you to listen within, feel within, sense within, whatever message may be available, being offered to you now from your own within. Perhaps the message for yourself is also a blessing for others to hear. Perhaps you wish to keep it in stillness for yourself. All is well, no matter your choice. Let's take a moment now and listen within for your very own divinely sourced message. And so we will wrap up our offering and move to discussion, sharing, dialogue, and if you wish, question and answer with Thea. First, we wish to say thank you so much for your dedication to your incarnation and all the gifts that you bring. Were you to see yourselves from our perspective, you would see shiny sparkles of light breathing, moving, dancing, like you see in the stars at night. And thereby, we give thanks and we thank you for your brilliance. Meenakshi, I'm hearing to pass it back to you to see if you would like to help facilitate people sharing. And then Thea's like right here behind me. If there's any questions that want to be addressed that way, they're like, okay, her nervous system has had enough. We'll hang out here.
We're so much in sync today, Danae, because just like I was just typing it in the chat, that can everyone put in the word that they had, the seeds that they had first spoken of in the chat, and also the message they got in the end. And if anyone had their eyes open during the time towards the end of what Thea was saying, Danae, they would have seen me suddenly start. And it's because when I was listening for the message towards the end, and I was struggling with a few things in my life, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? The phrase that came was, all is well.
Yes, I
And a
kept hearing.
second later, you said that.
Great.
That
Beautiful.
was beautiful. And I do want to want everyone, if you want to, of course, have one round of briefly sharing what message you received or what vision you saw.
Yeah, I'd love that.
And maybe I'll call out, and that's easier so that we don't waste time. Is that okay? Can I
Yep.
call to you, Carol?
Yes. My word was raise and maintain my vibration. And my cousin had given me some pictures that she was getting rid of pictures of family and passing them on to me. And some of the pictures was me as a little girl with my family. And I was really, it seemed like the only bright-eyed girl in that whole group. And I looked at myself and went, wow, you're really cool. and and so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as they used to say. And so Thea was basically saying, well, one of the things that you can do was put pictures around of that little girl so that you see that bright eye and know that that is you now. Um, oof. and and I also had a picture of going up, inviting my whole self that is always there anyway. I mean, I usually go into session and with people and say, be here with me, and things flow, and so source has always been with me. But then I never think about using that for myself. And so it was a reminder to do that. And I saw myself climbing up a ladder to the higher part of myself and peering over and seeing that as a little exploration, and just, it was all present and all available. So that was the vision and my experience. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. Melissa, you ready?
Hi. I thought I heard you say my name. um, yeah, it was nice. I had what I felt was to step forward, like an invitation to step forward, which is, I kind of been knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, but it just seemed kind of simple and didn't make logical sense. But it was nice. I got some pictures and that focusing on me and what I need to do. And I feel like this month I'm going to be able to carve out some space to not feel too confined with spending the time on me to step forward. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sarai? Thank you, Melissa.
Well, my word was clarity, and the message I received was very clear, because what I perceived was there are no mistakes. There are good choices and not so good choices, but no mistakes. And then you said something on that, talking about that, about mistakes and all is well. And I felt that uh, what I need to do right now, I'm in a conflict that there's actually no decision, but I don't know how to explain myself. I want to do something and I can't, so I'm trying to deal with how to deal with that, with how to open the path to that. And this thing about no mistakes was very good, because okay, maybe this isn't the right moment for that, but a path will appear. So that's what I received.
Tree, thank you, Sarai. Tree, can you talk? We're not sure. Okay, Tree is saying no, nothing right now. So I'm wondering, Danae, is Thea here to answer some questions that we may have?
Right here, right behind me.
So maybe we'll start the other way now. Sarai, you want to ask your question?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what the question is. As you can see, I have problems making decisions, even the simple ones. So
Okay, so we'll
that,
come to you when you're ready with the question,
okay.
if you want. Okay, so who's ready?
And there may not be questions, and that's fine as well.
Yeah, Carol.
What I got was that if I focus on this, it'll happen. But I would like Thea's information on this. I have an opportunity to work with Dr. Javarat with helping pregnant women, and she's got a thing, be well built for pregnancy and well built for life. And a lot of things we've done together have not gone anywhere. And so I would like to know if this is going to, with our contribution, the work that Lee and I do, if it's going to be both successful financially for us, and just as important, that it's going to help the intended people that we would like to help.
Mm-hmm. Say the name of the woman that you're talking about.
Dr. Carol.
Dr. Carol.
Dr. Carol Jean Marat.
Okay, well, we're never going to get all of that, but we'll just say
so just Dr. Carol. Yes,
okay.
That's good enough.
All right. So they're telling me to tell you to close your eyes and tune in and look at the frequencies of you and she. And then as if you're looking from a triangle, you and she are parallel on the same plane. And then the point of the triangle is away from you at the heart level, and look at the intended audience. And tune in and feel where you and she are at, and feel where the intended audience is. And just tune into that for a moment. Thea is saying the intended audience are the babies, not the parents. The intended audience are the beings who are souls that are seeking to incarnate to assist in bringing forth the new light consciousness into this world. They are your intended audience. They are seeking to have their host humans, mothers, be supported in being able to align their frequency to match the frequency of the incoming souls. So your purpose is to serve, you in particular. Your purpose is to serve and not think about the money. Because when you think about the money, you are looking at it from an old perspective of, we've done things together, it has never been successful, it has never taken off, therefore am I about to waste my time again? And all of that thinking densifies the flow of your radiance. If you tune into your heart, and you, as a master intuitive, tune into the incoming souls of the babies and the frequency that they are inviting forth from their mothers to enliven and sustain, then you have direct contact with the true service of what this project is for. From that position of a love offering and getting clear definition as to who your audience is with correct marketing support, then you will have a response from the outer world. Do you see? Does this make sense? Otherwise,
Absolutely.
you are caught in the parallel between you and the doctor, and in your mind wondering, are we aligned enough? Are we clear enough? Are we right enough? Is it going to work this time? There's this history. I don't want to waste my time. I really have gifts to give. I've got to get on with my momentum. And it becomes a chaotic mental plane. You, in your stepping into the fullness of yourself, you require of your bright-eyed, bushy-tailed little girl to be a sparkly bright light, elated, having fun and delighted with the magic all around her. It is to you to respond to that within yourself. She knows how to interact with those incoming baby souls. Focus in that orientation and your results will be different. Focus from your prior orientation and your results will be the same as before.
Fantastic. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Oh,
It was fun to be shown that. I hope that's
yeah. Mm,
yeah.
wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure. They're saying it's our pleasure. It's not your pleasure. I'm like, okay, it's your pleasure. They're very funny. They're in my book. They're just very funny. Yeah. Is there anyone else?
Yes, I actually have a similar question.
Okay.
On one hand, I feel like I'm best lined up to do what it is had come into life to do when I am in the flow of being me and doing the things that I like to do. However, from a financial standpoint, that doesn't always seem like the most intelligent decision to make. For example, I want to take a trip in August that I can do right now, but is it the smart thing to do financially? So, but I just feel like when I'm in mode with what I feel to do, that things somehow work out.
Yeah.
And so I'm also questioning this, to what degree do I need to be concerned about the financial, and to what degree do I just move in the direction I feel blissfully allowed to do?
I am going to bring them through, but so they giggle a lot, like loving giggles, not laughing at us, but like laughing alongside us. They're saying you already know your answer loud and clear, and you know that you know it. They'll speak with you anyway, but they're saying you know that you know it. Whatever that means to you. So
I gotta go.
you're going, girl. Okay, let's see what they have to say. And here we have the perfect example of a frequency of love and joy and freedom that is questioning, is this enough? Am I enough? Is that okay enough? Are the gifts of my beingness enough? And to this we say, yes, 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 you see. Because this is what is requested of your deepest spirit, is to be in the state of pure beingness, love, bliss, joy, fulfillment, happiness. Because when you live as that, in that, you are offering a vibrational gift to everybody, everywhere, for all time. When you take that away from you, you are simultaneously taking that away from the one or the all. And so indeed, your heart knows that you are here to take the trip that gives you joy, that nourishes your soul, that feeds your cells, and be the bright light that you are. Now, we say to you, are you worried of running out of breath? Are you scared about blinking your eyes too many times? Are you concerned that your digestive juices will suddenly cease if none of them make enough money? No. Because all of this is natural. You are natural. You are naturally love. And as you follow the frequency of love that nourishes you, that nourishment cycles around and comes back to you as energy. For as you flow, you are also magnetic and you receive. So a practice for you is to notice your breath as your abundance. Notice your breath as the same living energy as that which you refer to as the frequency known as money in your realm. You have breath that flows in and out without your having to think about it or work on it or be a certain someone to have your breath be there for your abundance. You have an abundance of breath, therefore you have abundance. Live in that state of acknowledgement of your naturally occurring organic abundance and watch what happens in your tangible world. Yes?
Yay! Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, because whenever I try to do something to make money, just
Yeah.
even selling things in my house I want to get rid of,
Yeah.
I feel such resistance. And I think a little bit of what you said to Karen is I have to line my energy up from a different perspective to make that seem like an exciting thing and not to make it like a resistance thing.
I do. I feel like, and the same is happening for me with what I'm learning from them. I feel like we're all being asked to rest in our heart and be of service. It's so simple. And we
Yes.
make it so complicated with our human monkey minds. Like, just rest in your heart and be of service, because when you're of service, you're in your joy and gladness. And when we're in our joy and gladness, we're wildflower gardens. You can't stop us.
Well, I'm still here, so something must be working out.
Right. Yeah. If we're still here, we're not done.
Right. Thank you, THEA and Danae.
Yeah.
Sarai has something she'd like to ask.
Oh, okay. I have my question. It's maybe complicated to formulate. In Venezuela, the situation is very complicated and lots of people have left the country. So we're always living in this conundrum of staying or leaving. And it seems to me that there's never a good time to leave, but I also don't feel comfortable staying. So how do I deal with that? That's the thing I would like to know.
Do you have a place you feel called to?
Maybe the US, but I'm not completely cold. I don't know. I don't have a place that's drawing me fully.
They're asking me to ask you a question before I shift gears. How are you spending your time in your life, in your living? What are you doing, so to speak?
Working, you mean?
Mhm.
I'm currently a creative assistant. I work with Meenakshi and other people and help them with their social media accounts and event organization. Yeah, that's mostly what I do, plus daily things, chores and.
Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. They're showing me a lot of stuff really fast, so I'm asking them to slow it down so that it can come through verbally. It's like I just saw a really fast movie with lots of scenes, and it has to do with ancestry and ties geographically and you being pulled back and forth and in and out. So I'm asking for more clarity. Yes, you are not yet clear in your heart as to how you want your life to feel, what your experience is of looking back at the end of your long, healthy, prosperous life, looking back and saying to yourself, now that was a good ride. That was fun. I'd like to do that again. And the seed in your heart that would bring you that experience is not yet vividly clear to you. And so your body is saying, do I stay or do I go? Do I go here or do I go there? Because I don't know where to go to get the experience that your soul is seeking. Your body is attempting to be the guide for your spirit. You must invert it and go the other way. and come into your heart, soul, and your spirit and ask of your spirit, what is it that brings me the greatest joy and jubilation and the fun and the upliftment? Because for you to live from your heart and from your solar plexus and from the fullness of your body, your embodiment is very significant. It's very important for you to have the fullness of heart, the being filled up and spilling over experience of the uniqueness of yourself. And right now your body with your mental body is confused, attempting to figure out where to go and what to do, because there is a tie into the ancestry of the land and the lineage of coming and going and coming and going and being expulsed out and then grounding into down. And so your body is caught up in that chaos. So spend 3 days, 3 days that you choose in conscious intent, if you will, ceremonially, where you are deepening into your heart belly, your joy center, and asking, setting free your wild imagination. In my wildest dreams, were at the end of my life and I were looking back in my wildest dreams, what did I manifest? What did I choose? What gave me joy? And you can reference your inner child, the one who is magical and innocent and wide-eyed, and ask for her to come awake within you and to offer you inspiration and imagination. Allow your imaginal realm to grow far and wide and deep and expansive, because you are caught in shifting energies right now, creating polarities, causing the conflict, creating in your mind the questioning of what is right and what is to the side of right. So not right and wrong, yet the alignment, you're looking for the alignment. What is right and what is to the side of right? What is right, what is to the left of right? And the answer for you is coming from, yes, what you said, your wisdom of right timing, indeed. However, that right timing is also resting in right recognition. So it is important for you to take 3 days where you can go into ceremony and imaginal realm and playtime and allow that little girl imagination to come forward and say, what do we really want to be doing? How do we really want to spend our time? How do we really want to feel in this skin? What kind of thoughts do we want the mind to have? What kind of happiness do we want the heart to be overflowing with? And to give yourself permission to step outside the box of all that you have considered, not that any of that does not bring high value, just to expand your energy so you get outside of the push and pull of the tug of the geography and the ancestry. Does this make sense? Do you need more?
I want to say something that called my attention. You were talking about ancestry. And
Yes.
my father actually immigrated from Europe to Venezuela, escaping the war. So also most of my siblings have immigrated from Venezuela, escaping this situation. And that pull you're saying in the ancestry feels very strong.
Yes.
I don't know if it's calling me anywhere or if it's like we are not comfortable, we're nomads. I don't know.
There is much happening through the body of Gaia at this time as a consciousness. And part of that is the clearing of lineage and ancestral poles, and there is karma as well. And so it is natural that people are clearing their ancestral lineage to many generations, 7 generations, 14 generations, many hundreds of generations. And what we are seeing in your body wiring is simply the push and pull, so that you are having trouble finding your stature and your core to make choices as who you are now incarnate, not at the influence of your ancestry. There are many wonderful guided meditations and practices, and Meenakshi would be able to be helpful in this to help free the static or the white noise of that confusing energy to help you be upright, tune in, and go forward, because it is more than can take place at this moment in time. Thus, the 3 days for the imagining, the sensing, feeling, clearing, and unfolding and unfurling of the truth of your own unique individual self in current time. They're back here again. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my internet connection went down at the end, so I will watch the recording. I will watch the recording, but
it's all on the recording.
And another thing that it was amusing to me, because my word was clarity, and you said that a lot of information was coming to, and you were waiting for a bit of clarity. So maybe you got a glimpse into my brain or something.
Well, I think when you listen back to the recording, you'll hear things that even if you were able to clearly hear right now, you would hear other things. This happens a lot, especially during readings. There's the spoken word. More importantly, there's the transmission that's being offered into your field. And that has other ways of speaking than simply the words being said. I know that you know that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think everyone has spoken who wanted to speak. But Tree is asking, are there any messages for her, for Tree?
There's a lot. So right now, when you said that, what I'm doing is closing my eyes. THEA is coming in. They're really sending energy to Tree directly, like this direct transmission. I don't know if words are coming, but let's have Tree and I mean, everyone can drop in, but this is like targeted, directing it at Tree right now. We are inviting you, Tree, to consider these words and their meaning for you in the many ways that you can hear them, to trust your deepest knowing. Trust your deepest knowing. Trust that which you know deeply in your bones, in your heart, in your spirit. It is the ocean of wisdom that is within you, where your answers to everything lie. Not so much in the realm of thought. It is the gut feeling. It is the impulse from the bones of your wisdom. Trust that, trust that, trust that. Whenever you come to a place where you are uncertain about anything, whether subtle and small or large and dramatic, come into that ocean of knowledge of your wise self and trust your knowing. This is now also for everyone, including Danae and Meenakshi. The more you trust that divine intelligence within you, even if the insights given can seem far out to you at times, trust, 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 because you're being given a signal, a vibrational frequency to align you to the fulfillment of your absolute self. Trust yourself implicitly. There is nowhere else to go for the answers you wish to taste and consider and then make decisions about. Yeah, that's for all of us. And I'm being invited. I don't know if we have any minutes left. Do we, Meenakshi?
Well, we have gone over, but if everyone, but what have you been in, you're being invited to lead?
Oh,
What have you?
just to share, because I'm part of the circle too. I'm not like, just because I channel theater doesn't mean I have my
Yes.
act together.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're
Please share.
inviting me to share my vulnerability, which is good for me. So so my book just came out, and supposedly when you have a product, you're supposed to be all about sell the book, grow the email, market, market, market. And that's just not where my heart is. I so love the guidance that THEA has been teaching me and offering to others, that for me, and I've said this to Gaia, if I'm to THEA, if I'm given a boatload of money, I will buy all my own books and give them away to everybody. It's so important to me to share and serve the wealth of love that I've been given, that my marketing person is a little, frustrated with me. Because I want everyone to have it, but I'm not on the business side of it thinking, from that marketing perspective. I'm just so grateful that I'm filled up and spilling over. And so my challenge has been to trust my heart. That's my heart's feeling, and to trust that, because I've always had a judgment that I'm not a good businesswoman in the physical world of form. And they're saying, don't worry about that judgment upon yourself. That's false anyway. And trust your heart. Rest in that. Don't make a move if you don't want to. It's fine. So that's vulnerable. That's an edge for me. And they're teaching me about that too. Yeah. All right. I told on myself. I'm done.
I love your book, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was strongly getting the word trust towards the end also. Many words were coming. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that you spoke of that, Danae. But the feeling I'm also getting is that when they're saying trust your heart, they also mean trust the person you have chosen to be your marketing person.
Yeah.
You
Thank
know, we think and allow people to buy the book, to make that choice and do whatever they need to do to to have this gift in their homes, because uh, they it's not because of the money that they value, but it's because people feel they've made the choice. It's the right time for them to read it, and it's the right message that they want to receive.
Thank you. And that's how I feel about it. It's like, if anyone is getting the arising to bring it into their lives, they'll do it. I don't have to, they'll do that. And that unfolding, I just trust that and value that unfolding. It has to come from within.
Yeah, I'm getting a very loving feeling towards your marketing person.
She keeps trying to get on our midwives for Gaia call, and she keeps getting caught up in other things. So her name is.
Okay, and also as Melissa, I think, wrote that, put it in that's true, in our Eventbrite information, we have not put your book link. So please do send it to me, and for the next new moon, we will put
Yes, I
that
had to
link.
go digging and I had to Google her name because I was looking for the website links on the Eventbrite or on my email and I didn't see them. So maybe add those as well.
Okay. Okay.
Do it. I dare you.
Oh, I'm an Aries. I like being dared.
Oh, I'm an Aries too. Yeah.
Yay. Meenakshi, would you like to close us with your beautiful?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm guided to do this together this time. We always do together, but I will be also saying what we are grateful for, which I normally don't like to do. So we will keep the thumbs and the little fingers joined. We won't open them. What and now I'll guide. Okay. So starting with our at the heart, keeping our thumbs together, we are reminded of Creator Spirit. and how she is manifested in our hands to control and to bring the blessing of her presence in the form of mudras, keeping our little fingers together. We are aware and grateful for the soul, which has such a beautiful connection with us and speaks of Creator Spirit to us. And now we begin to open the index fingers and we replenish the mind. We are grateful for all the gifts we have received today, of the words and the thoughts and the inspirations for the ascension of our mind. We open the ring finger and we are grateful for the presence of Mother Earth, who nourishes us and replenishes every cell of the body. As we open the middle fingers, the lotus is fully in bloom, and we are grateful for our life. And now we stay here in silence for a moment, just receiving this. Open your heart fully to receive. Feel how blessed and loved you are, how deserving. And now, let's open our palms to face the screen as we send blessings to one another and to all who are watching, all who are near and dear to us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Thea, Danae, Karen, Tree, Melissa, and Sarah,
Thank you so
and
much.
Meenakshi for being here.
Yes,
Thank you, all you beautiful souls.
yes.
Glad I got to come today. Happy new moon blessings.
Happy
Yes.
and blessings.
So beautiful.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. So wonderful. So appreciative.
Bye-bye.
Bye.